So, using NeuroTools for connection to increase connection, the the style of meditation that you would want to practice is open heart. This is the one that weaves us into the world and weaves our felt sense of being woven, of being connected to others and being entwined in their lives. And we can often feel disconnected, like such a common thing in our society today. But when you're feeling disconnected, yes, it's important to turn to those people who are the people who give you love and understanding and support, and they value you. Drawing these people in. If people are toxic or make you feel worse, then you may want to make an assessment of your connections. And we, you can reach out to various, groups, find things you like, right? Because things you care about and like are things that you will find others that care about the same things and like similar things and might be moving in the world in a similar way. So, if you're not sure, make a list of interests and find groups that are aligned with those interests. So it takes effort to make new connections, and it takes effort to maintain the connections with people we love. And this can change sometimes in life. Sometimes there's people that we care about and we're close to throughout our entire lives. Sometimes this is family, sometimes not, right? We have friends that are lifetime friends sometimes. And we have other people that we're really close to for a time, and then life kind of changes and we're not. And that's okay too. It's just assessing who you have those connections with and putting energy there. Um, so, in addition to practicing open heart, or sometimes also called loving kindness, they're the same basically. It's a similar approach, same flow, and this is something that will help increase those feelings, right? When we do feel a lack of them, practicing open heart increases those feelings of connection. And we can feel connected with people from a vast distance. When I had to go to Oregon because I could not survive in Utah after losing Lily, it was really hard. That was the most difficult thing I had to do because I was so far from so many people that I loved. And these practices using open heart, and you don't have to use it as a meditation practice. You can follow those 4 steps just as a brain exercise of dropping into your heart and building love and then directing it to either yourself or to others and then expanding outward, right? That you can follow those steps without formally meditating. So, however works for you, but practicing them does increase that sense of feeling connected and woven into life. But also, this connecting, making effort to go get involved with groups that you are aligned with, or to have regular phone calls with people who fill you up and that you give the same in return. Practicing the net of Indra is, I feel like, a really helpful one because it's using imagery of threads, like weaving us together like a tapestry. But it's also the gems, right? The gems are where we connect with others, and it's not, we reflect one another's beauty. Sorry, that was my kitty helping. We reflect one another's beauty to each other. And so practicing any open heart practices, again, as a formal meditation or just as a brain and a brain exercise or a vagal exercise, moving into your heart and doing following those steps will increase that sense of feeling connected, and it increases our sense of feeling valued in the world. And there are so many things that make us feel less than. And using these practices help remind us that we have value just because we are, just because we breathe. And yes, maybe that we're breathing and being a shitty person, but somebody values you, I guess. But these practices can also help us see where we might be being a shitty person and where we may need to increase and explore some of our own othering, right? Where we have compassion for some people, but then we hate others. So, open heart practices are a good place to do this work, as is mindfulness. Mindfulness can help with just observing your thoughts and feelings. But for building that connection, open heart practices will help. And this helps when you're living with loneliness, when you're dealing with grief, when you're feeling that loss, or just when you're feeling alone, or when you're experiencing depression. We can often feel, or you live with depression, you can cycle, depression ebbs and flows. And so when it's flowing and running, then, you're not going to feel very connected to other people. And in those cases, if you can't feel the open heart, if you live with depression and you are practicing and trying open heart practices, but you just can't feel it, that's when you want to switch gears and you want to go to a focus meditation. And there's lots of variety in those. And so go to the focus page for more information on that. But when you can't feel open heart, it's not a flaw in you. If you aren't sure if you have depression, but you're trying open heart practices and you just can't feel it, you want to talk to your therapist or reach out to a therapist, because those are strong indicators of depression. And you just don't have, depression also has varying scales. So go to the depression page for more info on that. But if you're ever trying open heart practices and you can't connect, do not judge yourself. It's literally your brain and the parts of your brain that are either connecting and firing and making connection or not. So be kind to yourself. But continuing to practice will build that when you can access the feelings. So enjoy these practices, and again, use them as just brain exercises or, a vagal exercise. It does not have to be informal sitting meditation.